It's a morning. You leave the doors open and people come in. What a concept. Well, good morning. So you sailed your way in this morning, huh? Motorboat, flow, swim, fly. But you made it here. This is the place to be. You made it. This is welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter. I'm your seniorist of minister. And I'm so glad that you made it here this morning. We have a wonderful program planned for you. And we're going to start with what we start with every Sunday, which is our vision mission statement. And it says, we are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. Well, again, you did it. You got yourself here. The hard part is over. You get to sit back and relax, just take it all in and have a spiritual experience. Well, we're going to start with a spiritual experience called Jamaica Wallace. Our board president practitioner is going to come up and give us some announcements. We are so blessed to have you, Jamaica, as all of our practitioners, but let's hear it for Jamaica.
I'm the one that's blessed. You guys are amazing. I love you. I got deemed the podium mater today. Yeah, that's my superhero name now. So okay. All right. Well, we wanted to start off by just a little reminder of these fun little badges that we have. Everyone has. It's a great opportunity if you wear one of these badges with your name on it for us to get to know who you are. And not all of us have the best memories. So it helps us to get to know you a little bit better. If you don't have a badge that's already made up for you, we do have a sign-up sheet on the back counter, and we can get one made in one of the nice little plastic sleeves for you. And if you're just joining us and you're new and you don't want one of those yet, that's okay. We also have some little slips over there. You can just fill out a little sticky that'll go right on your shirt and take it off when you're done. So we would appreciate that. And next, we also have a request from our counters. In your seat backs, there's a little envelope for tithing. If you do tithing and you would like to use the envelope, there's a place to put your name, the amount, and if it's a regular tithe or if it's going to a special fund that you would like it to go to. Our counters are having some difficulty with reading those envelopes. So, and not everybody's adding last names to the envelopes, and we have a lot of people that have the same name. So it would really help us out if you could clearly put the first and last name on there, and then of course if you do want it to go to something special, clearly marking that on there would help out the counters, and we would appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, up next, mark your calendars. Our fun fair is officially coming, the 4th annual fun fair. Save the date. It is going to be on June the 21st this year, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. right here at the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. This year's theme is Ignite the Fun and Shine Your Light. So, it's a perfect way to come celebrate the first day of summer. We do have vendor and presenter applications available. Those are available on the back counter for you. You can contact Wendy at wendyorsat@yahoo.com and get one emailed to you if you'd like to, and that's also available in our e-news if you need that information. And then, if you would like to be a part of the planning of that fun fair, our next planning meeting is going to be on Sunday, March the 23rd at 2 o'clock, and it'll be right here at the center. So if you would like to get in on the planning or you have some ideas you'd like to bring to the table, we would love to have you join the team. And if you have any questions about that, you can feel free to contact Wendy Orsat or myself. Okay, up next, donations for Science of Mind magazines. If you have any old magazines left laying around at home that you would like to see recycled, we would love to put them to good use. We use them in our welcome packets. And if they're well used, we can still use them in our soul collage. So we still would love to have them. And there's a little box in the back in the corner over there that you can place those in. And are you a member of our community yet? If not, if you would like to become a member, we would love to have you. There are applications available in the seat backs in front of you, or you can go onto our website, grantspasscsl.org, and there's also applications available there. And up next, all right, we have some fun events coming up. We do have a nature immersion walk at Limpy Creek Botanical Area. This event is on Sunday, March the 30th. Everyone would meet right here at the center at 12:30 to 12:45 so that we can carpool if you would like to carpool. The duration of the walk is from 1 to 3, so about 2 hours, and it is at Limpy Creek Botanical Area. The suggestion donation is $10 to $20, and Wendy Orsat will be facilitating this. The Limpy Creek Botanical Area is one of the most diverse botanical areas featuring 7 different ecological zones to explore. This gentle, guided walk will offer an opportunity to connect with nature, experience a rich biodiversity, and enjoy mindful moments along the trail. Whether you seek inspiration, relaxation, or community, this is a wonderful opportunity to give back while embracing the outdoors. So this is a fundraiser for our LEC roof fund that we are starting up now. So 50% of those proceeds will go to that fundraiser. And there is a sign-up sheet available on the back counter, and if you have any questions about that, you can contact Wendy Orsat. And then up next, we have our foundations class will be starting this coming up Thursday, the 20th. And they have chosen a time from 2 to 5, if that's correct. It is a 10-week class with 1 Saturday workshop. The cost is $265, and it is facilitated by Reverend Steve. The textbook that you need is The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, and that is available in our bookstore. So, I'm sorry, what? Okay, they'll be here this week as soon as they come in. So, if you need a book, no fears, we've got you covered. All right, and then we have another amazing book study group that's going to be starting called Living with Joy. And this will be facilitated by Deborah Perdue and by Paula Peterson. Yay! Join us for this book study, Living with Joy. I hope I'm saying this, Sanaya Roman starts Thursday, April 10th from 3:30 to 5, and it's for 7 weeks. It's the perfect time to get together each week and use this excellent guide to amplify living with more joy in our lives. Join Deborah Perdue, assisted by Paula Peterson, as we share the wisdom, affirmations, play sheets, and other joyful practices from this book. There will be deep sharing and music and meditation. There's a love offering donation of $20 per week, or $120 if the total is paid before the first class. There's a sign-up sheet available on the back counter, and you can contact Deborah or Paula if you have any other questions about that. And then our metaphysical book study group continues to meet on Sunday mornings from 9 to 9:45 next door in the LEC building. And they're continuing to study The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. I think about halfway through the book now. And then our practitioners are continuing to facilitate the silent meditation that begins at 9:50 and goes till 10:05. So if you do find that you're entering after the 9:50 mark, if you can just do that in the silence, they would appreciate that. And then our book of the week this week is The Gift of Peace by Cliff Custer, and this will be available in the bookstore for 20% off after the service today. So those announcements. I'm not done yet, though. Okay. Our beautiful flowers, aren't those gorgeous? We are so blessed, are from Barbara Scott. Thank you, Barbara. So beautiful. Do we have anybody that's joining us here today for the first time? If you want to raise your hand, we have a gift for you. Welcome, and we're so grateful to have you here with us. If you'd like to join us afterwards for some refreshments and get to know us better, we'd love to get to know you a little better. Cell phones. Do we have anything that makes noise? If we do, if we want to just go ahead and put that on silence or go ahead and turn it off for a little bit, that would be fabulous. And then let's just take a moment, turn to your neighbor, and let's say good morning to each other. Let's get to know each other a little bit. Say hello. How you doing? Morning. Beautiful. Thank you guys. Okay, I invite everyone to come back together here. And please stand and join me in singing We Are One. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as peace has come. As we are one. One more time. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as peace has come. As we are one. The dog wanted to join in too. Right? Did you hear that? We're all one. Well, good morning again. I'm still Jamaica. Still me up here, the podiumator. Uh, Please join me in reading the gratitude together. I am deeply grateful to surrender, listening to my true nature as spirit. Well, I am grateful to be here with you guys today, and thank you for being a part of this beautiful, loving community. If you do have a prayer request, we would love to hear from you, and you can fill out one of these yellow prayer requests that's in the seat back in front of you. Or you can go on to our website at grantspasscsl.org and fill one out there as well. And then when you have your demonstration, we would love to share in that with you as well, because we know you're going to have one. And you can fill out this blue paper and we get to share in that with you as well. So that's a great thing to do. Thank you. If you're wondering exactly what a licensed practitioner does, there's a gold sheet in the seat back in front of you that gives you all of our phone numbers and explains a little bit more about what we do. We're here for you, and our main job is to pray for you. So use those yellow sheets. We really, really like to do the prayer work. So today our table practitioner is Janet Moray. And she's back there holding the high watch for us, and she's just holding us all in love and light. And she can also pray with us after the service, or she can direct us to any practitioners that are available to pray with us. And if there are any available, or if you are a practitioner that's available, if you would raise your hand. Beautiful. I think Almost all of us here today, right? We got the full house. Woohoo! Okay, let's read the prayer together. Going within, I discover my true divine nature, and I listen deeply to its serene message. Okay, and please remain seated. We will sing I Am Love. All right. Well, this month, our theme is the flow of coming and going. We've got some flow happening out there today, for sure. So, let me ask you, how are you at embracing total surrender? Yeah, personally, I used to believe that surrender meant that I was giving up or that I had completely failed. Surrender was not even a word that was in my vocabulary. It was not going to happen. And in our everyday lives, we often encounter situations where we feel the need to control outcomes, to manage every single detail, and to ensure that everything is going exactly the way we planned it to go. But what if true peace and fulfillment come not from controlling everything, but surrendering to higher wisdom, a divine intelligence that knows what's best for us? Ernest Holmes reminds us in his teachings that we are surrounded by a love that never changes. This love is always available to us, guiding and supporting us. Total surrender means letting go of our need to control and trusting that the universe has our best interest at heart. It's about releasing our ego's grip on what we think we should or what we think should happen and opening ourselves to a greater plan. But consider this. When we surrender, we open ourselves to infinite possibilities. It's like stepping aside and allowing the flow of life to guide us. As we practice surrender, we start to see that the universe, always provides what we need at the right time. In this teaching, we learn we are dealing with an infinite intelligence, a presence that is always at work in our lives, creating the perfect outcome for our highest and best good. This reminds us that surrender isn't about giving up. It's about trusting that a higher power is guiding us towards our greatest potential. So let's embrace the practice of total surrender. Let's let go of the need to control every aspect and trust in the divine guidance that surrounds us all. In this surrender, we find true freedom and peace. And so I invite you now to surrender into the flow of peace and calm, and surrender into the silence. And I will call you back in just a moment. come together in this sacred moment to honor the path of surrender. We open our hearts and minds to the wisdom of the universe, trusting in the perfect guidance. We honor the divine plan unfolding in our lives, knowing that every experience is a step towards our highest good. May we walk this journey with open hearts, fully surrendering to the love and the wisdom of our Creator. And I know that this beautiful time together is blessed, and we can affirm it together. And now we will have some beautiful music from Heather, and then Reverend Steve sings the message. Thank you. I love that definition of surrender, that way of thinking about it. This song came last summer, and what first inspired it was frustration with someone and how we were communicating or not communicating. And I want to share, this is my favorite part of it. I'll just speak it before I sing. And I remember that garden they say we all come from, in that place where the mother and the father and the mind and the heart all are one. Your world is smaller than mine. You don't choose the space. You prefer the lines that drive a wedge between your heart and mine. All the lights go by. Those lights. And I remember that garden they say we all come from, in a place where the mother and the father and the mind and the heart all are one. You don't have to choose, 'cause there's no winner or loser, or that web will come undone, undone, undone. It's all of one, all of one, all of one. Your God in quiet disguise, only in those right words. The gurus you find in What Am I? A challenge to your demons inside. All that fighting, no why. All that fighting, no why. And I remember that garden they say we all come from, in a place where the mother and the father and the mind and the heart all are one. You don't have to choose, 'cause there's no winner or loser, or that web will come undone, undone, undone. Go a little closer. Tell me your secrets and I'll tell you mine. Feel what lies between us. A little me and you and me inside. This night, this light inside the light. You light, this light, this light inside the light, this light inside the light, you and I, you and I, in this light, in this light. One more time, this light, this light, this light, this light inside, inside the light, you and I, you and I, in this light, in this light. This is kind of like an om, but we're going to tone home. Home. Come back to your home, our home. Home. That still small place that we know. Home. Two more, breathing in together.
Wow. Well, let's hear it for Heather Hutton. Well, you guys faced the river, you made it over the bridge, and now here we are. I want to thank you all for forging the elements this morning to make it here. And I have a small, something that was downloaded to me watching one of my most sacred things that I do, which is TikTok. There are some really cool things on there. There's a spiritual aspect to TikTok that you don't get anywhere else. And this came to me, and I just was moved to deliver it to you, and it's called Now is the Time. It's time. The moment that we have all been waiting for. This is the shift. Over the weekend, we had a full moon eclipse, a blood moon, because it turned the moon red. It was a lunar eclipse in Virgo, and it is a breaking point. Something new is emerging. The veil isn't thin anymore. The veil has been lifted. Everything that was previously done in the dark is now coming into the light. This explains a lot of weird things happening, doesn't it? The wheat has already been separated from the chaff. We are at the end. And a new beginning. This is the reckoning or the judgment day to release those old beliefs. The mirror is cracking. The illusion is failing and falling away. But only those who can see knows what comes next. And I think that if you're in this room or on watching us on video, you have an inkling. You have been called and moved forward in the energy of something new, or you wouldn't be questioning what you're doing here. The world like we knew it is over. You either step into your power or you fall with it. This is the call. Every end leads to a new beginning. And we are at the precipice of a huge new beginning. This is our beginning, if we choose it to be. You know you feel it. You have always felt it. That burning in your chest. It's not just heartburn. It's the whispers that tell you that you were made for more than this. That wasn't your imagination. That was your destiny calling you, because you were born for times such as these. If you're hearing this or seeing this, you already know that the time is now. If you're ready to step forward, the false world is now collapsing and the new world is forming. You were chosen to be a leader. This is your activation. There's no more waiting. There's no more doubting. Now is the time. So it is. So that was my little activation call. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, you will know. So our topic this week is I got it, I lost it. Do you ever feel like you had it all together? And then one little phone call, one little text came in and it all fell apart. Like, what the? I thought I had it all together. I had a nice little ribbon on my life. Everything was perfect. And I saw some puddle seeping out from under it from somewhere. Something must be awry. So this week we look at the dance between our imaginary sense of identity, the ego self, and our true divine nature. Who are you really? Or as my mother used to say to me, who do you think you are? I'm all that in a bag of chips, Ma. It's because you're a little light in the chip area. One burrito short of a combo plate. Eckhart Tolle says in his book, The Stillness of Silence, on chapter 6, when you accept this moment fully, when you no longer argue with what is, compulsive thinking wanes and is replaced by an alternative stillness. You are fully conscious, and yet the mind puts no label on this moment. We will redefine conditioning, disidentifying from the ego self and surrendering without resistance. Feeling a little resistance? Like you want to stand up and give them what for? Tell them like it is. In his book, The End of Your World, and this is a very interesting name, Adaisahanti tells us how the phenomena of I lost it, or I had it, I lost it, is a struggle between our true nature and our imaginary sense of identity. You know, sometimes we feel fully awake, don't we? And other times we remain in the dream state of life. And we come from waking to sleeping constantly, every night. But even during the day, we can fall back to sleep or have an experience that wakes us up. One of the spiritual principles of the science of mind, religious science, sees a universal dimension as the complete universe of the wholeness and the oneness that we are. You have everything you will ever need within you. You don't need to find anything else. We have to activate what we already are and let it out. In this, spirit is a perfect totality that includes all the harmonious, incorporates all apparent opposites. hot, cold, light, dark, divine masculine, divine feminine. They're all one. There's only one of us here. In the fifth step of spiritual mind treatment, we release our word to the law, the complete and perfect totality. So just for you who may be new or don't know the 5 steps of spiritual mind treatment, step 1 is identifying that there is a power. God is. Now you can call it source or great spirit or goddess or God or whatever you identify with it. We can all understand that there is some sort of power that is animating all that is. So that's step 1, acknowledging that there's a power. Step 2 is acknowledging that you are, I am, unified as that power in form. There's not God and us. There is God as us. You can't be separated from it. You can pretend. You can run, but you cannot hide. You can put your energy under a bushel, but that doesn't change who you are. You might as well step into your power. And that's what doing spiritual mind treatment does, is it puts you speaking your word for what you want to be, do, and have. That leads us to step 3. Realization. You realize that whatever you're praying for is already a demonstrated idea. We don't pray for something. We pray as something. See the difference in energy? When you say, oh, I want more money, or saying, I am abundantly provided for. See the difference? Step 4 is being grateful that it's already done. Thank you, divine, infinite flow, for already being all those things in my life. What you do when you trigger thankfulness is the brain goes, oh, we're already giving thanks that it already is. You're already aligned with your good. See, when you're unified in gratitude, as Deborah Perdue will tell you, you already have it. Even if it's not in your life yet, your brain believes that it's already so. There's something very powerful about that. And then step 5 is release. You have to let go and let God be God in your life. You have to let go. If you don't let go, it's like taking your car to the mechanic and parking it out front and sitting in it and going, okay, fix my car. Well, you got to drive it in there so they can put it on the rack. You got to let go of the car. It's like having a toy that a little baby wants fixed, and the baby just holds it and say, fix it, daddy, or mommy, or whoever. You got to give it over. You got to walk away. You got to go play with another toy right now. But see, we grab it back before we even have the infinite have a chance to fix it. Oh, we knew you couldn't do it anyway. I'll play with a broken toy. We must release and let go. So this 5th step is release. Are you ready to release? Many people live from a point that has been conditioned by their own experiences, by family, by their neighbors, or society, or maybe a well-thinking teacher thinking that, you should protect yourself. And whatever other stimulus we may have had in our life. We've been taught to see the world from a certain perspective, whether that be a beautiful world or a threatening one, a liberal or a conservative point of view, a point of view of justice or injustice. We need to bring it back to the center, because we're so much more than what we've perceived ourselves to be. But see, we anchor into this humanity as having an opinion about something good belief or a bad belief. But what if there's just Spirit appearing as all these different things to give us something to think about? Sometimes we manage to get out of these imposed conditions, yet enter into new conditions imposed by social networks. All of this conditioning is from a dualistic point of view. You know, right, wrong, hot, cold, good, bad. But what if we're beyond that? What if we are all of it? Experiencing those things. You know, we get to a point where we grow out of our challenges. Now, this isn't to diminish the learning process that you're going through, but don't get stuck there. Included in the belief that we live on this planet Earth and that God or Spirit is somehow present and separate from us. You know, are we praying to a God? Or are we praying through a God? The first is dualism, and the latter is inclusion. We are it. You can never be separated from it. What was my talk title? I got it, I lost it. Where was I going with this? There. Well, you got it, so you knew you had it at one point, you just don't know where you put it. I walk into rooms now and don't even know why I walked into rooms. What did I come in here for? Let me go back out and see if I can. Oh yeah. I remember now. When we allow stillness to speak to us, we awaken from this inherent mental condition of forgetfulness. Maybe it's good that we forget. Maybe the stuff we're trying to remember doesn't matter, right? Our consciousness becomes liberated from all dualism situations and allow for this state of wholeness which washes away any false belief about who or what we thought we were. Or not. All of us are here. And we have all had some sort of desire to be something. This is what touches the spiritual arena of our life. You have been called to be more. And you have ran, and you have hid, and it still found you, and you finally said, okay, I surrender. I surrender to win. I surrender because the way I was doing it of my limited self has spun me out into more of a challenge. And now I am ready to be the wholeness that exists. You know, in a certain way, here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we feel that we are that safe place to help you to remember who you are, to let you have a field of all opportunity to open up where you can be your worst and find your best. You know, sometimes we have to let those old patterns run themselves out so we can create new ones. This allows for our spiritual aspect to grow, our life to improve, and we also get better and better looking. You know, I went to my minister when I was first in this, Dr. Chris Collins, in the Sanctuary for Spiritual Living in Covina, California. You know, I lived in La Crescenta, and literally took me 3 hours to get to that church through the traffic on a busy day. I would pass 6 other churches to get to that church because it had the teacher I wanted to be with. And I had just lost my job, and I said, yeah, Dr. Chris, I need treatment. I lost my job. Oh man, I was in tears because I associated this job as, who I was. And I made some silly mistake and they fired me. And she said, congratulations. I said, I don't think you heard what I said. I lost my job. I didn't just get it. She goes, no, I heard you perfectly. Congratulations. I said, congratulations on losing my job? That's not very spiritual. She said, no, congratulations on your new job. I said, I didn't say I got a new job. She goes, well, I know for you what you might not be able to know for yourself right now. Is that you lost that job because it didn't work for you. It was not working for you. You were ready to move on. And there's a better expression for you, waiting for your recognition of it. I was like, whoa, she's way beyond my spiritual level of understanding. I was so caught in the challenge. I was cursing my old employer and crying about the paycheck I wasn't going to get next week. But I heard what she said, and I changed my mind. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go with this stuff. I got nothing else to do. I was forced into believing something new, right? I mean, what else are you going to do? And I said, okay, I am here for my new job. And within a short amount of time, within 6 months, I had a new job doing what I love to do, making almost double the amount that I was making at the other place with benefits. And I was like, okay, I'm on to something here, okay? She's on to something here because she knew for me what I could not know for myself. When people tell me they're not feeling well, I always say, I'm so glad that you're starting to feel better. They're like, I'm not. I go, but I know for you that you will feel better soon. I just know that. And see, just putting that in mind that you're starting to feel better, you start feeling better. It's just how our minds work. So, the next time you're presented with a challenge, think of the opposite. What does it look like healed? I got it, the belief I couldn't do it, and I lost it. Now, don't lose it if you're losing it. It's okay, we all lose it here and there. But find it again. Recreate it. If somebody writes you a pink slip, write a green slip for yourself somewhere else doing what you want to do. Back to my talk. More than any box you have ever checked on a form, more than what sexual orientation you are, what gender you are, what pronoun you use, what color of your skin, what nationality, you are more than your own perception of whatever you see and whatever you feel about yourself. Letting go of the I also leads to letting go of expectations for your life, including your spiritual makeup. You know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. But it doesn't have to stay the way it is. We must change our belief about ourselves. We must change our perception. Spirituality is not another school subject that requires a life exam. Although I so wish that they had taught spiritual perspective in school. Been a totally different class. To live as spirit. To live in our fullness of what that is. I barely made it through high school. I'll be real. I was not a student. They wouldn't let me into algebra because I couldn't spell it. I was a remedial student, if you know what that means. They put me in the very lowest grade. Let's just get him through. Let's just get him out of here. But then I found this teaching. And you couldn't stop me from learning. I went and got my master's degree in consciousness. Yeah, that's how I got the reverend title. I got my master's degree. Here I've been trying to get unconscious my entire life. I have a master's in consciousness now. Yeah, my family laughs too. They're like, you? Ah. John 20:39 says, "Blessed are those who have not seen and have believed." Can you believe without seeing something? Are you the type that says, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it? Show me the money. Or, I'll see it when I believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. See the difference? What if you believed it first? And then the mind catches up with the body. To let go blindly is to surrender with total faith to this something that goes beyond you and has no form and no explanation. It is the conviction of knowing that today everything is good and that your being is part of this good. Now, I don't know who may be walking through a challenge right now. I don't know who cried themselves to sleep last night. I can tell you this, it's going to be okay. Whatever you're wrestling with, you can stop wrestling. Surrender. Let go of the fight. This doesn't mean that it wins. It means that you are bigger than the situation. Allow it to work itself out. Consciously, you live in the sway of this something called life without questioning it. Eckhart Tolle says, surrender is surrendering to this moment, not to a story through which you interpret this moment and then try to resign yourself to it. We have to put our ego, ego, edging God out, aside. Accept that we don't know how or why. That may be where your wrestling comes in. I have to know. Can you be okay in the mystery? Can you just give it a rest for a second? Man, we're so intense. We're so serious. But don't you know what they're doing right now in the You think Spirit doesn't know what's going on? Where's your faith? WTF? Where's the faith? Clean that one up quickly. I saw you guys going there. That was one of my talk titles one week. WTF. And I was at a church where they had a thing outside. You could put the title up. Boy, I had a lot of people that Sunday coming in to see what I was talking about. What's this minister talking about? Where's the faith? Is your faith in what doesn't work? And you're demonstrating perfectly. You go, this teaching doesn't work, and you're not demonstrating. Well, it's working perfectly because you believe it doesn't work. Of course it's not going to work. It's done unto you as you believe. There's not a spot where God is not. As practitioners of the science of mind, which you all are practicing, your awareness of the presence that you believe, in the fifth step is the release, and we release it to the law. A good practitioner will always say, I release this into the law. There is a way that things work. Love and law. Love shows the way, and law makes the way possible. You've all been given different desires. You've all been given different favorite colors. Maybe you have several. That's the love of something. That draws you towards either a 4x Jeep or a sports car or a Camry or something. I don't know. I don't want to. I drive Jeep. But we all have what we want because of certain reasons. You know, maybe you want a cushy ride with lots of soft things, so you get a really cool sports car. But I like to go up in the mountains where nobody is, so I need a Jeep to walk over that stuff and look cool. But we all have different reasons that we love what we love, don't we? So in conclusion, this week, we invite you to explore this phrase, I had it and I lost it. I thought I knew the answer, but it was the wrong answer, so I lost it. Be okay in the mystery. Can you be okay not knowing? Can you go, you know what? It's really neat how God's going to work this out, because I have a clue. I am completely lost in the not knowing of this. And maybe that's where I need to be. Because there are some things that you are not going to figure out. I'll tell you right now. It has yet to be revealed. I had it, I lost it. Where the idea of a struggle between our imaginary sense of identity and the ego self and our true divine nature live. The I am is suddenly exposed. Whew. By letting go of any resistance while trusting blindly in life's guidance, we can redefine our conditioning. What if everything that you went through happened for you so you could get to this moment? All of the challenges, all of the, again, I'm not here to minimize those things. I'm here to say, whatever happened, whatever challenge you walked through got you here. It's part of your miracle. It shaped you into the beliefs that you hold right now. And you are a powerful creator. You are truly the great I am. Can you say, I am great? I am great. No, come on. Like, I'm great. I'm great. Yes. We are all great. Remember that. And walk forward with love. And so it is. So it's time for us to follow our teaching and go within. So I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or take a soft focus on the beautiful flowers or the candles that we have here. And let's remember who we are. So bringing to the forefront of our consciousness what we believe the energy of creation is to us. You can call it Jesus, the Christ, Christ consciousness, great inner source, outer source, goddess, God. Whatever is your word or phrase, connect with that right now. Unify with the power that created you. And as you begin to dissolve yourself into the oneness of all that is, there is not you and this power. It is you as this power. You are a miraculous energy of love, light, peace, and joy. It could be no other way. So bring to mind what you're working with right now, whatever your situation might be, and see it from a distance as resolved. Saying to yourself, wasn't that an interesting time? Moving your mind out of the challenge and into the solution. Out of the energy of lack and into the energy of complete resolve. Oh, doesn't that feel good to know that this too is now behind you? And that you have grown through this situation in a way that allows it to be part of your new manifest universe. You got it, you lost it, and you've now refound it as a new idea of yourself moving through this thing called life. Let's celebrate together the energy of transformation as we move through this time with love, being the healing that this time on our planet calls for. We are the healers. We are the revealers of that light. And you exposing that light is all you need to do. So let's let go. Let's be grateful for that healing transitional experience that we've just had. Let's smile on our lives in such a beautiful way that blesses whatever came before it. And all of a sudden, a miraculous energy of healing comes over you. You are now healed. You are perfect, you are whole, and you are complete, and you always have been. So as we let go, as we release this into that living, loving law, we remember there is only one of us here. It is you, and it is done. And so it is. Amen. I know, Tapatul. He's calling to me. Can this be over already? All right, it's time for our offertory. So if you'd like to take your gift in your hand and put it on your heart, or just put your hand on your heart, let's recite this together. I give freely and joyously, knowing the limitless, invincible, opulent wealth and supply in my being and in the world. And so it is.
Let the love wash over us. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let the light wash over. We let the light wash over us. We let it be. We let it be. We let it be.
It's time for us to bless our offertory. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in the world by blessing the giver and the receiver, and allow this, the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, to be open and available to those who are choosing to remember who they are, and for those who may not even know it yet. And for that, this entire community and world thrives in the miraculous energy of love. And so it is. Amen. Okay, it's time for our peace song. Let's stand up and sing, shall we?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Okay. Now for our benediction, please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now. It's happening in my mind. It's happening in my body. It's happening in the body of my affairs. I think it. I feel it. And I know it. Just the way that it is. And just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Have a great week, everybody. God bless. Enjoy.